So we might want to say a word of prayer also for the release of the abducted Dapchi girls. Well, some may say, well, I thought they've all been released, but that is not the situation. Not all of them have been released. And that is what we'll be looking at this morning, of course, with a twist to it, and that is the political angle, which many have called the politicization of a security matter. The Nigerian government has reviewed upward the numbers of the Dapchi School Girls that were abducted by the Boko Haram sect. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, described the release of the majority of the Dapchi School Girls abducted by Boko Haram as a gesture of goodwill by the insurgents. He said that through back channel negotiations and ceasefire agreements between the federal government and the Boko Haram insurgents, and they were able to secure the release of the girls. Well, he also said that there was no ransom paid and no Boko Haram member or prisoner was swapped to secure the release of the girls. Now let's go to the figures. About 5 days ago, the minister said that a total of 106 abducted persons comprising 104 Dapchi school girls, one other girl and a boy were freed by the insurgents. But yesterday, on Sunday, the minister reviewed upwards the figure of abducted persons based on what he called a lot of developments. He said a total of 111 girls were abducted from the Government Girls Secondary and Technical College GGSTC in Dapchi on 19th February 2018. This means that one student was not captured on the list of the 110 abducted students earlier reported and compiled by the school. On this basis, the federal government gave the number of abducted school girls as 110. But it's also proved to show that there have been some kind of inconsistencies as regards the collation of the data as far how the students were abducted, how many were abducted, and how many have been released. Two other persons who are not students of the college were also abducted alongside the girls. They include a primary school boy who came to the school premises to sell sachet water and another primary school girl that was also in the premises. So that brings the total number of abducted persons on that particular day to 113. Now, let's talk about those who have been released. So far, a total of 107 persons comprising 105 Dapchi school girls and the 2 non-students have been released by the insurgents, making 6 Dapchi school girls yet unaccounted for. Now, the minister is saying all efforts will be made to secure the release. One of the school girls had earlier told an online news medium that 5 of her colleagues died during the kidnap. That is why some are saying that, well, they are dead, we might not get them back, but the federal government is going ahead with caution as regards that report. Then another Leah Sharibu is believed to have been held back by the insurgents because she has refused to renounce a Christian faith. Now, on how the insurgents were able to return the girls and were not attacked despite the military presence, Lai Mohammed said the government had been in a cessation of hostility talks with Boko Haram for some time now. That means that the federal government, through their back channel sources, had assured the insurgents that no police harassment, no military harassment, no bombardment of the fighter jets of the Nigerian Air Force, just walk in, drop the girls, and please, let's kiss and say goodbye. That was the claim made by Alhaji Lai Mohammed. But besides all this, there are so many questions begging for answers. Chienye, some are saying that, is it possible for this kind of negotiation to happen without money exchanging hands? I'm sure you're also wondering.
Sure. And then even exchange of those in the camp and what have you.
Yeah.
So many controversies coming up, with even the IG also coming up to say that he never said that there would be a release of Leah
Leah
Sharibu in a few days and all that, and then you begin to wonder what is happening.
Why the back and forth?
Why the back and forth?
But one chief of this controversy or mischief, however you want to put it, is the fact that some people, especially the opposition party, have said that this is nothing but a script written by the APC and the federal government led by President Muhammadu Buhari to show up their popularity ahead of the 2019 elections.
Yeah, so much was said last week during the release of those girls.
I tell
so
you.
many things we heard, that it was stage managed, there was no kidnap whatsoever, and what have you. And then you begin to wonder, where are we heading to?
Pictures flying left, right,
over.
and center, videos, claims as they came in. Some were saying now they came back with goodies, with gifts. They were looking so robust. It seems they were kept in an hotel. Of so many disturbing statements, especially on social media. And then this actually affects the whatever negotiations or ceasefire talks between the government and the insurgents, because you would fail to look at the substance of the issues, seeing it as a security issue as it should be, and then begin to focus on politics and so many other issues.
Well, why would they want to play on Nigerians like that?
That is a question for these people to answer, especially politicians who and when I say politicians, I'm talking about both sides now. Those who are trying to capitalize on this gain, in quotes, those who are trying to draw some political capital out of this release, all right, and comparing it to that of the Chibok School Girls under the PDP-led government, and those who are trying to say no, this is the government trying to bamboozle Nigerians and try to cajole them into voting for the president if he seeks a second term in 2019. Well, we'll be joined by two gentlemen in the studio this morning. A third should be possible if the network permits. We are still trying frantically to get in touch with Yusuf, one of the eyewitnesses in Yobe. We've been trying frantically to get in touch with him. The network is not permitting that. Hopefully we get to do that before the show runs out. But we'll be speaking with a retired Air Vice Marshal after this short break, and afterwards an activist, a right activist, Retson Tedheke. Let's go on this short break. We'll be back. Alright, we now have on the line Air Vice Marshal Femi Gbadebo, retired. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Alright, Air Vice Marshal, we are looking at the abduction of these Dapchi girls. When you heard about this abduction, did you reminisce about the Chibok School Girls saga, and how did you feel?
Oh yes, the similarity is just too much, and it was an incident coming after all the announcements and about the victories of the army and the fact that the Boko Haram had been contained. Was just not a good one. It was not a good one at all.
Now, when you say it's not a good one, is it not an indictment on the intelligence network and the entire security apparatchik of the country if this is happening again, despite the lessons learned in 2014 before the 2015 elections? Talking about the Chibok girls.
Well, when you talk about intelligence, it's assuming that you have people entwined or mingling with the terrorists. And what has happened essentially since Boko Haram was degraded is a situation where they have resorted to what you call their own tactics. And with that, it means that, you just don't know where they're going to come out from. They look for soft targets, and they strike at those soft targets. And that's what really happened at Dapchi School. If you recollect, the axis in which the Boko Haram had been operating was more of of Borno State, going down to the Chibok area, going into Yobe State is a completely different dimension. The question now is, did they drive through Borno State to get there, or did they go through the northern border and coming from Niger into the place? So it's disturbing, but really, when you're dealing with this kind of people, it is difficult to have your feet on the ground and cover the areas, essentially. What I think we should be looking at now is the state governments themselves. What are they doing to secure the schools in these volatile areas and to ensure that it is safe for those kids to be in a school environment? And all the security agencies, not just the army, but you've got the civil defense, you've got the local vigilante troops and all that, are supposed to be incorporated into ensuring that areas that are vulnerable like this are properly secured.
Now, you mentioned that Boko Haram have been degraded. So many words or phrases have been used to describe this. The federal government has also used the same word, degraded. Boko Haram has been degraded. They've been technically defeated, restricted to soft target attacks and all. Do you really believe that this is the case?
Oh yes, it is. If we look at the spate of bombings that used to happen before, and a lot of other cases of abductions, Maiduguri used to be a very unsafe area. But if you look back at the last 1 year, we've had relative peace there. Schools have gone, things have gone back to normal, essentially. But like I said, once you have activated situations like this, you have a lot of foot soldiers. If you go to Liberia, if you go to Sierra Leone, if you go to even the Niger Delta, you start off with one kingpin. And at the end of the day, you end up with thousands of small generals who have, learned how to make money, so to speak, of this dastardly act. And so you can be negotiating with somebody who is technically the leader, but he's got some factions under him that are operating well on their own. So yes, they are degraded, but the point is that there is still a lot of work to be done.
Vice Marshal, let me take you down memory lane. When former President Goodluck Jonathan was in power, he allegedly claimed that Boko Haram members were in his government and they've infiltrated all security agencies and all arms and tiers of government. You also have the now late National Security Advisor, Andrew Woyazazi, who said that Boko Haram is PDP and PDP is Boko Haram. Now, this at that time generated a lot of furore, and people said this is politicizing the issue of Boko Haram and the security of the nation. This same scenario is playing out with the opposition claiming that this recent abduction and the release of the Dapchi girls was a well-orchestrated script and play by the government in power, by the ruling party, to secure the needed votes or sympathy and support ahead the 2019 elections. When you put these issues side by side, how would you react to this?
Well, the situation is when President Goodluck Jonathan was bold enough to state that, he now fell short of identifying the individuals he was talking about, and even the late NSA. I could understand him not being able to name people, because you see, the frustrations you have as a military commander is that you have a meeting with technically top-level people, and you plan a strategy, and either before you move, the information is out, or as you move, you find that your enemy who you are supposed to take by surprise are well positioned to ambush you. It means that somebody within that planning scope is leaking information out, either because they're sympathetic to it, situation in the world. We have an overwhelming diversity of ethnicity and tribal groups and leanings and so on. And so the reality is that you can actually bring people from whether Niger or Chad or Northern Cameroon, and they could pass as Nigerians. What this creates is a situation where it becomes difficult for you to identify who is really with you and who is not with you. Okay, and unfortunately, politics also has been played in such a way that if you notice, there are times when, in an attempt to balance the situation either in the police or the military, massive recruitments are done. And now, in the process of doing this massive recruitment, you could end up with elements that have been either remotely controlled or otherwise. We have problems with our religious organizations in the sense that you can't tell me that there's a simple group of Muslims or a simple group of single group of Christians. Within the various groups, they're still not agreeing with each other on the issue of ideologies and how to get more members or how to take control as being the superior body. So what this does is that you could end up with some young man who enters the military, nice and let me say nice and well focused on Nigeria as it is, and in the course of his growing up and affiliation with certain religious leaders, he begins to have a different perception of where his loyalty should lie. So that is the problem that we have, and it's a very difficult one to deal with.
Now, do you think the political coloration that this Dapchi Girls abduction and release has taken is going to help security agents or agencies to either secure release of the remaining girls or forestall another abduction in the nearest future?
Well, you see, if you look at the way hostage negotiation is done internationally, we seem to have brought in a dimension that is, I could say, worrisome, in the sense that it is also being politicized. There's so much information leaking around about what A or B is doing. And so, while unlike the case of the Chibok girls, this one was given wide publicity and the response was, I'd say, like immediate, the aspect of their release still remains unclear. And that is what, like I said, is worrisome about the whole thing.
All right, lastly, before we let you go, Vice Marshal, is it possible that this kind of abduction and release, or this kind of release, could be negotiated through back channel corridors or black, what did the Minister of Information call it now, back channel negotiations without ransom being paid?
Well, you see, when you talk of ransom, it's not necessarily in terms of cash. If you have some of my people, if you had of exchange of hostages or prisoners and stuff like that, if they place a certain amount of value on some of their people that are in detention or on the Nigerian, by the Nigerian military or Nigerian government, they could swing that, they could use that. Even the negotiation could be with a neighboring country to give them easy passage or movement and so on. Because you see, you do not have a large body of men armed and behaving like Boko Haram has been behaving without some kind of subtle support from what I'll call the host community. And there are times when you take an action and at the higher level it begins to backfire. If you remember, we've had some even former heads of state in Nigeria, and at some time when it was deemed that their actions were not going down well, they were asked to leave Nigeria, and so on. And the same thing with somebody who is in asylum. There are conditions that are given to you to behave yourself in asylum, and if you're not behaving, things happen. So the pressure could come from all kinds of quarters. You know, I mean, even the funding, you know, we're still to grapple with how Boko Haram is being funded, because all they're doing, even the weapons and all they're using cost a lot of money. Okay, so even there, it could be that there are international financiers who are not necessarily Nigerians, also are getting pressure from other quarters, and so something's been done definitely, but the real details hopefully will come back with time.
All right, Toby, before we let him go.
Thank you very much, Vice Marshal Chienye, sorry, because of our time, we are calling another person. Vice Marshal Femi Gbadebo, we thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right. All right, we'll go on a short break.
Toby, I was going to ask, if it was that easy to secure the release of the Dapchi girls, then why are they finding it difficult to secure the release of Chibok girls?
Of the Chibok girls. Well, that is another question. When we come back, we'll try and re-establish connection with Retson Tedheke, a rights activist. Join us. All right, we now have on the line Retson Tedheke, a rights activist. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Retson. You're welcome once again to the Daybreak Show.
Thank you for having me on once again.
All right.
It's always lovely being here.
Yes, we are glad to have you again. Now, the political coloration that this Dapchi girls abduction and release has taken is a bit worrisome. How do you react to all this?
It is by keeping the post-2016 election that so many of us have failed to get over. The hangover that so many of us have failed to get over. There is a problem in the Northeast, just as we have problems all over Nigeria. Once we make every issue a PDP, APC issue, I will make every issue a Jonathan Buhari issue, we will always end up ridiculing every effort that is being made by the security agencies are solving the problem. First and foremost, Nigeria is not the only country in the world that negotiates with supposed terrorists or guerrilla forces or rebels. It has been done by the U.S. forces in Afghanistan, where the American forces with helicopters and Apache helicopters and the rest were watching as the U.S. special forces were exchanging Taliban terrorists for American soldiers. Everywhere. The question is simple. What is it that we would have wanted? A bloody encounter in a place where you want the girls and losing so many of them. So we have to understand the dynamics. In the Northeast, whether we like it or not, we are still technically at war. And one of the toughest wars to fight, I've always given this example for so many of my people. It's a war situation. That's exactly what you have in the Northeast, because look at it this way. When was the last time that George Bush declared mission accomplished aboard an American in 2003? They are still fighting that war in Afghanistan and Iraq. How many years after? And so the dynamics of terrorism, of the global structure, is the fact that you are always going to be fighting. And these incidents are going to be happening there. And so, we need to understand the challenge that we face. Rather than looking at the politics of kidnapping, the politics of the government trying to stop its name. No. There are challenges that must be faced, and something needs to be done by all Nigerians to try and solve a problem that is endemic. To try and solve a problem that is practically becoming an epidemic, rather than looking at it from the APC perspective. That is what I think.
Okay, sir, do you suspect there is foul play anywhere? If they found it very easy to secure the release of the Dapchi girls, why do they still find it very difficult to secure the release of the Chibok girls?
That is a question I've asked severally. Now, let us look at practical play. The biggest challenge we had with Chibok girls that a lot of us are failing at forgetting. And this is why I say a lot of us should always be historical. Look at the past. But the fact that even the president at the time did not believe that Chibok girls were kidnapped. That was problem number one. So for the first 20 days or so, we lost a lot of time that we would have used for the right intelligence, right mobilization. We lost it. Now, that's what happened in Dapchi girls. Once the kidnapping took place, once the abduction, the federal government supposedly, and based on the information we have available, went on it. They knew there was a crisis and would have to stay. Deployment was made by the Nigerian airport, surveillance everywhere. So first and foremost, you had that problem that began for the Chibok girls. Number two, once you have a response that was asked, it was therefore possible to look at the zone at which of this and concentrate efforts in the zone. Now, if look at every hostage situation. If you have a hostage in one place and you have hostage takers who are bombed, suicide deaths all over their body, what do? Even in an advanced country, you go and start negotiating with the hostage takers. We have seen situations where look at the case like local bombing over Scotland and the one the raid in Elizabeth during what is this dictator in Uganda. You have to negotiate because you know that the person holding those hostages will kill them. If the person is one that I'm going to suicide bed, the person is ready to die. And once you were faced with a situation like that, you therefore look at possible positions of allowing those who and the processes of negotiation to negotiate the release. So the issue of the fact that they drove into the town, it has nothing to do when it comes to dealing with terrorism as we know it. Nigerians are saying that the process of dealing with terrorism in Nigeria should be different from the way you deal with them all over the world. That's what we're saying. So the dynamics of Chibok are different from the dynamics of Dapchi.
All right, Retson.
Yes.
Yeah, Retson. Now, let us talk about this. This politicization of the issue, where should we put the blame? Is it on the part of the opposition and the opposition element, or on the part of the ruling party or government itself, because of the flip-flop in dissemination of information and communication and perception management of both the president and the government?
I can tell you categorically that the information process of this government has been a problem for a very long time. So, a lot of the blame would be at the seat of government with regard to information, not about that. Another aspect you must also look at is the fact that one of the biggest challenges we are going to have in the 21st century is the problem of fake media. Okay? Now, that is a problem everywhere right now. Governments all over the world, you look at the two of them, in the UK, and all over the world, people are beginning to use the social media for what and for cakes. One of the biggest ways of making money today is to put out a fake news, get a lot of people clicking on your news, money. So information dissemination, if as being propagated by social media, we don't think that it was good thing we have social media everywhere because now we have access to news. But guess what? I think the traditional media like yourself are actually supposed to go for news these days. I keep telling people that said, if I want to get the real news, I go back to traditional media. Because what you see online is madness. It's everybody who has become a news source. So yes, I would blame. I'm not even blame. I'm not even blame. So how did you really politicize it? It is one of the noise you are saying is coming from social media, and the messaging from the federal government is not coherent. So you blame right way.
Okay.
That one you blame them 100%.
Okay, Retson, do you believe there was an abduction?
Do I believe there was what?
An adoption? An abduction of the Dapchi girls?
There is always the conspiracy that there was no abduction.
Okay, then what do you have to...
Until and unless those facts are proven otherwise, why would I not believe it?
Okay, there is also, we still have a girl who is still in their custody, Leah Sharibu. And then we also have this contradictory statement by the IG. What are we meant to believe?
The thing is this. If you don't believe there is an adoption, Why would you believe there is somebody there that is we are waiting for the release? The truth is that already statement, like we said, the government has the problem with information management. We have always said that. But the fact that you talk about somebody that is still in detention, is still being held, shows there was actually an abduction. Now, a lot of things have gone about with regard to because she refused to renounce her faith and so on and so forth. Let us not make this a faith thing. Let us not make this a Christian Muslim thing, like I said earlier. Let us concentrate on what the idea said that the girl is going to be released soon. The negotiations are at advanced stage. And so many people are saying within government that look, the girl is in fact, last week we heard that the girl has been released, even though we cannot collaborate with the commission now. Let us look at what needs to be done to correct this madness. Because if we don't, more kidnappings are going to take place. And once it happens, when it becomes too often, then you need to begin to look at what is the security of government doing to ensure that the life and property of Nigerians are safe.
Now, Retson,
you cannot get to the point, yes.
The PDP has said that this is nothing but a charade. This was a movie or script played by the APC to show up the popularity of President Muhammad Buhari and present him to be electable and a better candidate for the 2019 elections. How would you react to this?
The PDP said the same thing with Chibok. PDP said with Chibok did not exist. So if PDP said Chibok did not exist, before they later said Chibok existed, why should I trust them? And what I've always wanted Nigerians to know is let us also understand history. At this moment in our history, there is nothing that comes on that any Nigerian should take seriously. Above all things, they destroy this country. Of course, a lot of them are also in APC. So I'm not when I use the word PDP, I mean, for those who have messed up the Nigerian state. Everything they have said, everything they have done, have bastardized this Nigerian nation. So when they come up with what people, I refer so far to what PDP said when the Chibok girls were kidnapped. They first said Chibok was just a system. Then they later said that it was the APC that was doing it. Then they came up with the fact that they were trying to get the Chibok girls out. All of these are out there in the public today. So why should any Nigerian take PDP seriously, knowing what they have done, knowing what they have done in the past, knowing what they have said in the past, knowing what they have actually done today? As I speak to you right now, you are very much aware. It's about a year to the election. What has PDP presented to Nigeria as an alternative? Presenting it as an alternative because we know that the history we have today, the destructive impact of governance that we have today, was solidified by the personality of those who said that Nigeria was a piggy bank for them to loot and destroy us. So what is this today that is going to make any difference to what Nigerians have always been?
All right, Retson, quickly, what then should be done to reduce or remove, if it's possible, the politicization of this issue?
Can you come again?
I said, what can be done then to either remove or reduce, if it's possible, the politicization of this issue?
You know the truth? Unfortunately, it is not possible to take out politics from this issue. Because what we have witnessed in Nigeria today is the politicization of almost everything that has to do with politics and our basic life. With farmers and herdsmen, you make it a Fulani issue. You have a crisis in River State where you make it a lack of governance issue. So everything that is happening in the Nigerian state has become a political factor. What we need to do is to ask ourselves in one big question. Are we interested in this union? And if we're interested in this union, do we think today in 2018 that by creating this enmity, creating an enmity from opposition, is this what we want to do to the Igbos who have businesses in the north, or to the Hausa that is staying in, or to the Fulani that is staying in the east? We need to understand that the more we politicize everything that's happening in the Nigerian state, the more we create enemies. And as we are creating enemies, we are creating conflict. As we are creating conflicts, we are making Nigeria even more difficult for the average Nigerian to live in. And the other day, Benjamin said, if we get into that mindset, then you realize that tomorrow we're going to talk like this. And our politicization of issues like this will be part of the reason that we don't need Somalia or Rwanda, like you said. So we must understand that everything we are doing today is either directed towards making Nigeria better, or by our own hand will destroy our country.
All right, Retson, finally, before we go, with this confusion, politicization of security, and of course division in the Nigerian military, how real is the threat of military intervention in this democratic dispensation?
The threat has always been there. The only reason we believe, some of us believe that it is not going to happen, is because whether you like it or not, the military has actually been ruling Nigeria if we're in a democracy. Look at all of the timeline. Now, I said to someone recently that when IDB or Hassanjo are now trying to see whether Jim are complaining, it means that we're in the right direction. The military feels that it should be in front, but it's the military president. And so let us look at how the military never left us. The military have always been here. And they will always be here. What we did as a country is that over the course of our lifetime, over the course of our political life, we saw this military. We gave them too much ammunition and too much power to dominate the Nigerian state. And until and unless the Nigerian begins to realize that for as long as this military hierarchy, for as long as those who feel that they own this country, that this country is indebted to them, for as long as they dominate our policy, we're in a situation whereby men who should be in the barracks, men who should retire and get out of the political Nigerian fight, they keep dominating us. So if there is a coup today, I will not be surprised. However, I feel that what is there? Why is there this way? Where the military have always been in charge since 1999.
Okay.
Who do they want to overthrow themselves?
Okay, Retson, let us go on a short break for the national news at 10. After the national news, we'll get back to you after we must have had reactions from our callers. So keep listening, tune in, and of course, we'll get your own reaction on the other side. All right, thank you. The people shall be on that day. All right, the day of reckoning will surely come. One day will be one day. All right, so welcome once again to Citizens Forum on the Daybreak Show this beautiful Monday morning, the 26th of March 2018. And we are looking at the politicization of the abduction and the release of the Dapchi School Girls, 111 of them. Well, we are going to switch over now to you so that you get to contribute. You can call, send messages, or tweet. Earlier on the show, we had two gentlemen join us in this discourse. We had retired Vice Marshal Femi Gbadebo, who is of the opinion that this Dapchi case is very similar to the Chibok case, and it is because the elements, the insurgents, now resorting to tactics which he called what did they call it again? Targeting, making soft targets, and of course what you may call some kind of how did he put it anyway? Well, he was trying to say that they've been degraded, just like the military have claimed, and of course the federal government has also said that they've been technically defeated. He also asserted and proved that what Boko Haram cannot do is just to kidnap for ransom, or maybe just attack some schools where they feel that there is no heavy presence of security personnel. He also is of the opinion that the military must do more. He talked about intelligence gathering to prevent a recurrence of these abductions. We also had the right activist, Retson Tedheke, who is miffed and very embarrassed about the politicization of this issue. He is of the opinion that when we continue to see security issues or challenges of this nation in the prism of PDP versus APC or Buhari versus Jonathan, we will never find lasting and enduring solutions to our challenges. So we must see security issues as security issues and see governance issues as governance issues. So making reference also to the herdsmen and farmers clashes, that it is not a Fulani issue, it is a problem of security, is a problem of governance, and we must see issues as they are instead of giving it any kind of ethnic, religious, or political coloration. All right, so we'll throw open the studio lines now so that you can be part of it. Lines are buzzing already. A lot of people are eager to be part of the discuss. We appreciate you. Those sending messages, keep doing so. 32120 is the short short code number, type rock ROCK, leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send to 32120. At Rock City FM is our Twitter handle, and Rock City FM 11.9 is our fan page on Facebook. The numbers to call remain 0809 868 7344 and 0909 146 9670.
All right, please, when we call in, let's observe decorum. No insult or abuse on any personality. And please, let's stick to the rules of the game and ensure that you do your position in 2 minutes. And don't come up with claims you cannot substantiate. It's very, very important. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Who's on the line?
Okay.
I want to note the comments of both the rights activists and the security experts that were earlier interviewed, the individual. And my own observation in this story is that you see, Nigerians are tend to the level where by some people at some quarters believe that some Nigerians are so gullible that they can carry stories to them and make them believe that this story is actually in contradiction to what it really is. Some people, like I also said, that are so desperate to come back to power. So they believe that if this very story is believed by most Nigerians as some people, as many people have also been given place to the president, that is doing well and is responded well, they feel that coming back to power in 2019 is being threatened. So the only thing bring down the image of the current administration is to gather some from the kind of berating the performance of both the military and even the presidency. This is not supposed to be, and we have to watch it as Nigerians. We can't keep going this way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Tobi, good morning. I greet you. I salute you.
Thank you for calling.
Good morning. Thank you. God bless you, sir. You see, the issue of today, I think you have done enough not to begin, but we will make our own. You see, the security challenges in this nation are heightened over the years. And up till now, the government of the day was not ready, or probably may I say, is not ready to do away with the apprehension, the fear also. The issue of amnesty to be granted to Boko Haram, I don't fancy it at all. It did not catch at all. And it will not, even the next few months before the election, because of if we talk now, they say it is political or whatever. But I think if you are coming in that direction as a president to grant amnesty to anyone like this, are we saying that these Boko Haram that we are talking about are not flying in planes or making use of the technology of the web or gadgets that are fabricated by these people? Speaking English or French or other names aside their own native languages, where they need interpreters who probably put right form those interpreters that are interpreting for them. Are they not coming from the web for them to be able to know that, okay, this person, you cannot speak his language, let us interpret for you? To ask Mr. President to tell us. And if it's coming to the issue of amnesty for these people, is Mr. President telling us who among the Shakal that have been killed are going to get the amnesty? Is it the one that is still alive or the dead one? So, this is the man that I'm giving the amnesty in Shakal or whatever. So all these questions, the President must answer. Granting amnesty to any of them is not for me a thing that will probably be done in a haste like that, just like it is done for those in the night data where we know where they are coming from, because those people who are being cheated them of the wealth they have in that direction in that particular side of the country.
All
But
right.
if we continue.
All right, Kade Lumide, thank you because of your time. But don't forget, the meat of the discussion is the political coloration that this abduction and release has taken. All right, it is not about offer of amnesty. That is a topic for another day. We are focusing on the politicization of the abduction and the release of the Dapchi girls. It's very important. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Chienye and Tobi, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Egwuonwu.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. This country, Nigeria, I don't know, we need prayers. The way we are going, 21st century, people are going forward, we are moving backwards. Yes, you can't compare people issue and that are different. After how many years do you expect people going to be just like that? That is just, I think it's not what we are talking about now. It's possible that they didn't have any place to escape. That's the girls. So there's no choice. But still, the government will bargain with them. So the other for years, we have pointed it out that government information something is wrong, it's terrible. That's apart. You see, Nigerians, we are basically like masochists or sadists. It's like we are watching our own team. Yeah, watching our team, and we are getting entertained. You see, all of you for that matter. So we should be sit down and think. Where are we going? That's why you can't even say something you said again. So, if another issue Nigeria can say what that was said. For people that are with the top, now complaining that something was wrong. So that's the girls and people girls are different matter. If I'm maybe they give money or so, that's a different issue. But if you thinking that they plan something, then there's something wrong with us as a people. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you too. Very straightforward. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tobi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chienye.
Good morning.
I am Ola Oluwabi. I'm calling from Basala.
Go on.
I want to say the opposition statements will not be seen as responsible and accountable. Opposition is going. It is the entire country as allowed that Kerry is trolling and satirical. For one, what have been taken from the story of the kidnap is a case of that man at the food Siloam. When asked, how was your eyes opened by a sinner? He said, whether he be a sinner or not, I know not. What he has known. Realized I was blind. Now I
can see.
We asked the story of the kidnap. And we thank God we've got a release. That puts faith to the whole story. Let us not continue to be Pharisees and Jews of those things. They are concerned themselves with the details of the release, the mechanisms, dynamics involved. Whether the release was apart or not, let us conclude the whole issue is a miracle by God. Let us just answer and pray for the release of leadership, Caribbean. It represents the darkness and Abednego of our time. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From Agbado.
Thank you.
The causes of this problem is well known to General Danjuma, the historic factor, among others. So, but the only solution to this problem is the only way we can find the solution to the external factor, the international conspiracy against Nigeria. That is the resolve it. They have given control of Nigerian forces to United States, not only Nigeria, in many multinational states, the UK, the other countries, in Europe, in Africa, in all the developing world. So the people that is under America for mine, they only respect the American force interest, only put America first in every issue, and put our country to the third level. So that is the reason why we have this kind of problem. We have seen good soldiers in the Nigerian forces, but those soldiers are not in well position. They are decision for performing their responsibility. So the solution is to make sure that no people that have any external relation have a strategic position in Nigeria, which is the institution of God bless Nigeria.
God bless us all.
you.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Chienye.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tobi.
Good morning.
I'm Wahid, I'm calling from Abeokuta.
Thank you for.
Tobi, I am beginning to be disturbed by the way we think in this country. I am thought. Why? I don't know how. I don't know what is wrong with us in this country. I think something is wrong with us. If not, when these girls were kidnapped, nobody said it was state managed. Nobody politicized it. We were congratulating the president. We were congratulating the security agencies and the people at the end of our care. That what were we looking? Were Mr. President looking at before those people were kidnapped? When those ladies were kidnapped, because it had happened. Chibok girls are still there. And why did we allow that? Everybody was talking, everybody was congratulating. Now those girls were now freed. They were now recovered, they were now returned. And people are now saying their return was fine. And the whole process, the kidnap and the return of those girls was managed. I think it is I don't want to say any untoward statement here this morning. But I think it's pathetic. Why would we politicize that? And it is politics. No doubt about that. That is what PDP in particular is doing, and their agents. You know, something is happening in the country right now. What is happening? It's out of the government. You must pull the government in power down. If you are out of the government, the new government is not doing well. That's the game we are playing in the country.
Hello. All right, we lost connection. Wahid Kodri. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Tobi.
Yes, good morning.
And Auntie Chienye, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
My name is Big Daddy, calling from Egwuonwu. This is a season thing. May God help me. What has happened. Please just follow me to go to Abduction. How many motors did they have? Go to those schools. How many young people are there at their gates? Or maybe the soldiers to be there to be equipped. To make sure that when the question comes, they can ask one question or the other. A man of speech is something is there at the gate. When it happened to this side, the God will never let it happen, will be complaining. And I bless Nigeria, we are privileged, they do not collect 1 naira. May God let them to use that way when they preach to bring this year back. Let them preach and bring the kids back. So Nigeria will have peace for once. I know that what is working this thing is our own money. That those people will just come and carry people without even asking for 1 naira. If it is true, may God help Nigeria. We need to wake up because what we are seeing is not one. Before we see number 2, 3. Have a nice day.
You too, Big Daddy. Thank you very much. We move on with the calls 08098687344 or 0909146970 and keep sending those messages either via the short code dial 32120, the Twitter handle tweet at Rock City FM, the Facebook fan page Rock City 101.9 FM. And remember, it's politicization of the abduction and release of the Dapchi Girls that we are discussing on Citizens Forum this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Chienye.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm Taiwan, nobody from that corner area.
Thank you.
Now, instead of thanking the military, President Buhari, for rescuing these girls, they are still saying the whole thing was his money. I don't know. The government that took immediate action, whether they negotiated, whether it was the government that negotiated or the army or the any foreign body that negotiated, that is not the issue. Let's thank God. It was God that was on our side that we are able to recover these girls. Good. But I want to suggest something. That girl, Mr. Joseph,
What do they call that? The name of that girl? Who is
Leah Sharibu.
to be converted?
Leah Sharibu.
Leah, yeah. That girl should be celebrated for not renouncing a religion, for not denouncing Jesus Christ. I want to call on Christian Association of Nigeria, the president, Reverend Dr. Samson Ayokunle, to rise up now. Take over that girl. Give her scholarship from secondary school level to university. She is a girl that, and the family, they should be celebrated. Please, Reverend Ayokunle, take it over from here. God bless you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you too. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good
Yes,
morning.
good
We can
morning.
hear you. Okay.
I'm calling from Oban Toko. Yes, you see, Tobi, you are saying about the politicization of religion of Dapchi Girls. Yes, you know, there are indices to show that there is some sort of politics in the whole issue. So before these girls were released, and then precisely about 2 weeks before they are released, the government out categorically and said, yes, give them 2 weeks, these girls, they will be released. And exactly about 2 weeks, even the Minister of Defense, they echoed it and confirmed that within 2 weeks, these girls they will be released. Really, exactly 2 weeks, they were released. So on Friday, I said something. That's what I got it from the press. I did not make that report because that I made that these girls, according to the report that I had, they said about 3 or 4 a.m. About these girls were dropped at Dapchi. 4 a.m. in the morning, and they were allowed to go to their homes. Even that the parents took pictures, photographs with these girls, with their families. Yeah. So that is why when I said on Friday, if that type of thing could happen, then this is a state management. It was said that by the federal government that because that while were these they just came into the town, no resistance. While Mohammed said it has been the agreement with Boko Haram that federal troops should not be around when they bring these girls. I agree. But if they bring those girls, you know why I made that report that it was about these girls to go to their parents without even taking them to maybe a clinic where they would review to show that they are, clinically and health-wise free. That was my question. All those arrangements that these girls were dropped, they were allowed to go to their homes. And me, I can be full of thought that this could be an RNG of the same. So,
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ask me, Tobi.
Okay, now you said that you agree with the Minister of Information and Culture that there should be no security presence in Dapchi if hold on, if the insurgents were to return the girls.
Okay.
Right? Now, if they were there again to accept or welcome or receive the girls in order to take them to a rehabilitation center, a medical facility, would that not be a security presence that would actually truncate the so-called ceasefire talks and without military presence?
People that received those girls were not military then. Maybe they were just civilian personnel of the local.
Yeah, I'm saying if they were there, would Boko Haram walk in to drop the girls?
I know. Now, so long as it has been the arrangement, so yes, it will not approve because it's an arrangement that we should vacate the place.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank
All
you
right,
very much.
we'll take more of the calls before we go check the messages and the tweets. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tobi. Good morning, my sister. My name is Honorable Lanre Jaji. I'm calling from the People's Parliament in Abeokuta.
Thank you.
I just want to quickly say that
the federal government needs to be very proactive enough to be able to do something concerning security. We have a lot of secondary schools, we have primary schools in Nigeria. I mean, if something is done now, we could be able to, repeat, stop the reoccurrence of this abduction of our girls, abduction of school children in all schools. What do we need to do? Get security agencies at a large, put them in front of all these schools, do some fencing of all these schools. I'm telling you, will not be able to witness all these unpalatable experiences again. Let me allow other people to call this again and my sister there. God bless you for having me, Honorable Anja in my name. God bless Nigeria.
God bless you too. We're squeezing this call and then check the messages and tweets. Hello, good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning, Claire. Good morning, Tobi.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Chienye from Abeokuta. You see, I think we should just be grateful to God, because the girls were kidnapped and they were released. Why do we want to play politics with this? We should go and ask the parents of these girls if it was kidnapped. They knew what they have passed through. Will you want to tell me that the federal government or anybody now concerned with the parents that they are taken into a bush? For what reason? For God's sake, let us be realistic in what we are thinking. Am I fair? Don't let us play politics with everything. We should thank God that kind of a scenario happened and God, truncated the evildoer. But at the end, we should say that such occurrence will not happen again. Let us be grateful to God. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Okay, we have those messages here. The very first one from Cosmos. He sent it from People's Center here in Abeokuta. Harrowing birth pains of new Nigeria. Herald one Nigeria of harmonized Nigerians. Sans militancy, terrorism, and the likes under Democratic People's Constitution. Strong currency at par with major universal currencies worldwide, and peace and progress globally. Arise universalistic compatriots with vision, volition, and vitality. Profound, affectionately all. Okay, that's a message from Cosmos. Then we move to the next one from Adewale Shubowale. I believe this government no longer enjoys people's trust. This is due to the fact that the minister had not been able to distinguish between an opposition propaganda and an information minister for the whole nation. The government itself is not doing enough to convince people of the veracity of its aims. It's like now that they have power, they don't know what to do with it. That's from Adewale Shubowale. Then the next one from Chike from here in Abeokuta. Until the youth of this country start voting out the people that can't perform and voting in the youth that can perform, then this issue of abduction of the schoolgirls and others will be progressive. There's no doubt the former administration failed us, and even the new administration failed and disappoints us. It's not the issue of APC or PDP, but bad governance and inactivity. That's from Chike from Abeokuta. Tobi.
All right, let's check out the tweets. Olubisi Omomi tweeted this. Good morning. My question is this. Where did the victims get the luggages from? Secondly, I learned that the presidency wants to give Boko Haram amnesty after all the atrocities committed. Please, I need to be enlightened. Well, Olubisi, the picture you are referring to was definitely not that of the returned Dapchi girls. That has been flying around on social media for some time now. It was first used in February 2017, actually. Okay, so you may want to recheck or cross-check the facts. Starboy Nelson tweeted this. What is there to believe? So Rock City want to tell me that you were not aware that large sums of money were given to Obas, only not to even talk of the total funding of the whole campaign. All right, Starboy apparently reacting to the quick take earlier. Daniel Jiboku says these are the patrol teams on. There are patrol teams on Ibadan Ijebu Road extorting drivers, Oluyole local government patrol vehicle, Federal Highway Patrol, or your state command CTU, just to make sure there's safer highways in your state. Alright, Adbora Paul says it was like a movie summary when you are doing the intro this morning. People have been vindicated with the inconsistent statement from the federal government that the abduction was fake. Olusegun says the sustainability of this country, Nigeria, is more paramount than any political party or any individual or groups. Let us see to the unity and safety of the lives and properties of this nation. Politics of do or die is seriously damaging the land. The advantages and disadvantages of technology and easy access to the internet contribute a lot to the damages and tension in the country. Many unqualified journalists and bloggers don't think of what a report or post is causing, but just to gain likes and followers. That's Olusegun tweeting. He also went further. It is a situation of how senseless I can defend my party or the leaders, either to justify the pay from the paymaster or level of idiocy in our system. Those are tweets from Olusegun Benjay. Adbura Paul once again says, you cannot blame GJ for the slow reaction. Such thing has never happened before in Nigeria, but PMB boasted that such thing can never happen under him because of his military background. But it happened even with all his military background. It is a pity that social media was used by APC to destroy the PDP, but they now want to use capital punishments to silence people on social media. What goes around always comes around. Ismail Oloyede says, permit me to inform you that there is the possibility of foreign or international funding, especially when one acknowledges the fact that Boko Haram is an affiliate of the Islamic State, as well as local sources represented by the Nigerian politicians and rich men supporting Boko Haram. One reason why we are yet to move forward in this country is that we look at everything as a political move. The reason those Chibok girls are yet to return is because a certain president of ours said it was the work and a political faction and not terrorists. That's a damn thinking. Kole Gab says, this statement of our guest is my problem about the two abductions. I believe there was abduction of the two, but a place planned one. Korede Camille says, the politics some of our leaders are playing with our security outfits has successfully divided us. We go nowhere as a nation if we continue this way. Yemi Da Vinci says, Bafela sang about the same old politicians who spoiled Nigeria before. Irresponsible people are always suspicious of the motives of responsible people because they can't understand how someone can be just altruistic. Why would PDP believe that Dapchi Girls' abduction is real when they still don't believe the Chibok Girls' incidents? An Igbo proverb says you cannot wake up someone pretending to sleep. You can't cure the willfully blind. I must give kudos to the federal government for the back channel negotiations. That is one of the ways of ending the madness going on in the Northeast. Every life of a Nigerian is precious. Many people who think we are going to win the war against Boko Haram should wake up. Bombs and bullets will not win us the peace. It is only negotiations that will do that. Even Britain had to sign the Good Friday Agreement with the IRA after decades of guerrilla warfare. Those are tweets from Yemi Phillips Da Vinci. Ismail Oloyede says, and with regards to your second question, amnesty for Boko Haram, there is this popular saying of the former president of the United States, Winston Churchill, who said it is always better to judge war than to war. Hence, if amnesty will end this carnage, then why not give Boko Haram? Kole Gab tweeted this. I believe there was abduction both of the Chibok and Dapchi girls, but a palace planned one. If not, why did the security agents disappear at both scenes? Korede Camille once again. The issue of concern here is the politicization of abduction of the Dapchi girls by some political class and their supporters. Very outrageous and dangerous to believe or suggest that the abduction was state managed. Kole Gab once again says, we are the ones disturbing ourselves. People in government knows who and who are behind this act, but have blindly refused to mention names. Odugbe Swademiriola tweeted this. This abduction of Dapchi girls, I see that there is a lot of controversy over it. Everything is just political propaganda. Kole Gab once again, my appeal goes to politicians not to play politics with the lives of our girls.
Okay, we have more messages now via the short code dial. We got this very one from Dr. Oyegoke. I just want to thank God that the girls are released, except one. It could have been worse if the president was not a military man. Let's stop politicking over the issue and please allow the military to do their work until proven otherwise. That's from Dr. Oyegoke. Then we have this one from Abolade. APC, the federal government should use the magic they used for the release of the Dapchi girls to bring the remaining Chibok girls to prove to Nigerians that Dapchi girls saga is not stage managed. Okay, that's from Abolade. Then this other one from Diramusho from Elega. Politicizing this issue is very unnecessary. We pray God gives us a miracle. We should continue to pray for the release of the other girls. Then there's other one. Nigerians, we like to twist issues. No one trusts each other. All of us are operating on different frequency, and we need special prayers with honesty so that we can speak in one voice and we can be able to move this country forward and stop perambulating in circles. To me, the Dapchi Chibok girls, the Dapchi and Chibok thing is a real one. It's only that Jonathan did not act fast when the Chibok issue happened. To me, Buhari is a man of high integrity, and not only security issues can be discussed publicly. Abiodun from Elega Ward 4, Abeokuta North, sent in that message. And this one from Kayode Olumide, just like the question Chienye asked Retson about why it's difficult to secure the release of the remaining Chibok girls till date, and the Chibok and the Dapchi girls were secured just within the time frame of just 2 weeks after their arranged abduction. This is seen as political and to pave the way for easy imprisonment of the already battered leadership of the current administration. Okay, that was from Kayode Olumide. Keep the messages coming in via the short code dial 32120.
All right, so let's take a few calls before we call it a day on the show. Hello, good morning.
Thank you.
I'm proud of rock city number one station in this Nigeria. The problem we get in this country is politicians. No civilian government has defeated Boko Haram unless military government. They are using them to train. During the Nigerian civil war, Osoko out of Gabon, lieutenant on election, he ran to Lagos to go and surrender himself to General Yakubu Gowon. Before we know that, the one is elect Abubakar, the Boko Haram leader, surrender himself to Buhari before we know that the war is over. Otherwise, they are coming back tomorrow again, they are decision on. Just like that.
All right,
Okay,
thank you
Good.
so much for your contributions. Because of our time, we won't be able to take any more calls. We appreciate you all nonetheless. We'll just wrap it up with a tweet. Yemi Phillips Da Vinci once again says, let me quickly correct Kayode Olumide. The Dapchi girls were in captivity for over a month. All right, Akimbola says, saying Dapchi girls kidnap was planned by federal government because of early release, while the same federal government secured the release of some Chibok girls, shows the nature of some people. All right, it is on that note that we'll draw the curtains on the Daybreak Show this morning. We appreciate you, those who joined us as early as 7 a.m. with today's headlines, on newspaper headlines. We appreciate you. And those who joined midway, thank you for your contributions. Tomorrow will be another day on the show. I am Tobi Joseph. Have a wonderful day.
And let's continue to spread love and not hate. My name is Chienye. Good morning.